Hey, this is our top 10 reasons to move to the great state of Georgia.
Hey there, we're David and Amy Vendor, realtors in South Metro Atlanta, and this channel is all about informing you about our home state of Georgia. So at the top of our list is the affordability of housing in Georgia.
So in Georgia, the average home price is about $260,000. The average home median income is about $62,000. And Georgia ranks number 31 in affordable states to buy a home in. That means that there are 30 other states out there that are more expensive than Georgia to buy a house in.
So Dave, let's talk through this whole average thing a little bit, because I feel like when people move here, particularly from the north, they hear people like us talking, they hear or they read things, and they're expecting lower prices.
So that's the average of the entire state. Of course, when people move to Georgia, they want to move to usually a bigger city like Atlanta or the suburbs around that bigger city. The averages in all those very affordable homes that are in the more rural areas. And we have a lot of agriculture in the state of Georgia, and there are a lot of homes that are in those agriculture areas, and they are much more affordable.
So just know that if you're wanting to move into the city of Atlanta, where of course we've got a lot of great jobs, or the suburbs, which are convenient to the city, where you've got a lot of fabulous schools, it's gonna be a little more expensive than the average. But again, it's still a very affordable state to live in.
Next on the list is the mild weather we get to enjoy here in Georgia.
And that's a huge appeal to people moving here.
So on average, we have about 220 sunny days. Now in January, the average high temperature is about 52 degrees. It's a little bit warmer than our friends that live in Wilson, North Dakota.
Just a little bit.
And then of course our hottest month is July, and it's about 89 degrees.
But it doesn't feel like 89, does it, Dave?
So that's the true temperature. You've got to add in the heat index with the humidity. And in Georgia, in July, we've got a lot of humidity, and it feels a lot hotter than 89 degrees.
So one of the questions we get a lot, though, is do you get 4 seasons? And we do. They're a little different than other areas of the country. Our winter's going to be a little bit shorter. But moving from the summer, where you do have the heat, you have some of the humidity, those temperatures cool down, the fall leaves come in. It's a great time to go to the Georgia mountains.
And really, when you live here, you don't want to miss out on the Georgia mountains in the fall.
Go for apple picking, it's awesome. And then again, winter here is pretty mild. Once in a while we get snow and ice, but on the average, we don't have that happen but every few years. So it's not unusual for Dave to be in shorts here at Christmas time, actually.
So on average, we get about 50 inches of rain a year, but that really helps out with our lush landscape.
So the takeaway here is, though, you've got a mild climate, you do enjoy 4 seasons, and it's a great place to live. So next on the list is the booming job market.
So in 2021, the economy expanded about 11%, but it's better than that because Georgia didn't have the big cuts that a lot of the other states had during the downturn. Now, of course, we have 17 of the Fortune 500 companies that make Georgia their home, and these are companies like Home Depot, who am I missing? Coca-Cola.
He remembers Home Depot because that's his favorite place to shop.
UPS, or just a few that are on that list.
Delta.
Of course, Delta Airlines.
The companies that are moving, though, and that's kind of where we're seeing a lot of the growth. You have companies, and they're tech-based companies. You have Cisco, which is a California-based company, Microsoft, you have Visa, but the two that I mentioned first, it stands to reason one of the top tech colleges in the country
Georgia Tech, baby!
Georgia Tech. So it makes sense that you've got companies that are taking advantage of the talent that's coming to that school and out of that school.
So one of the reasons that Georgia's housing market is booming so much is just because of all the amazing jobs that are here. So next on the list is the great outdoors.
So we work with a lot of buyers moving to the area, and most people when they're moving, they're looking to enhance the quality of their life, whether it's for a job or to be near family or something like that. And one of the things that comes up all the time is the opportunity to do more outdoors because of our good weather.
So instead of enjoying outdoors with a snow blower and a snow shovel, down here in Georgia, you can enjoy the great outdoors with a beach towel. You can go to. We have all kinds of gardens. You can get your hiking boots out. You can get
rafting.
You can do whitewater rafting. Actually, there's several places in the state you can do that, and it's just an amazing outdoor activity. No matter where you live in the state, there's something nearby.
So you don't have to be stuck inside in front of the TV or your kids on their phones or the screens. I mean, that's going to be part of our life. That's a reality. But the opportunity to engage outdoor is appealing to everybody.
It's abundant, and come and give it a shot. Georgia's a sports lover's paradise.
So next on our list is that Georgia's a great place for sports fans to live. So we pretty much have it all when you talk about professional teams. You've got the Atlanta Braves, World Series champs this past year.
You can't have baseball without the Braves.
Yes, and then we have the Hawks, you've got Atlanta United, we have the Falcons.
And for our hockey fans, we got nothing for you. We do have Tim Hortons coming to Atlanta, so you go get some coffee and a donut. That's something.
There you go. But really, when you're in Georgia, the only sport that really matters,
college football.
There you go. So we have the ACC with Georgia Tech. And then, of course, again, the only conference that really matters is the SEC. So you've got UGA, go Dogs.
And they were, of course, 2022's national championship. So if you want amazing sports to follow, Georgia is your place. Here in Georgia, Southern hospitality is a real thing.
So, most areas of the country have some type of reputation. It can be regional reputations or state reputations. The South is known for its Southern hospitality. So what's hospitality? Does everybody have you over to their house? Well, maybe.
Sometimes.
It's just an attitude of friendliness and care. I think if your neighbor doesn't see you out for a little while, they're probably gonna knock on your door to make sure you're okay.
Or when you move into a new house, there's pretty good chance you're going to have one of your neighbors bring you a plant or some bread or cookies or something.
Or a welcoming committee from the neighborhood. So it's just a friendly place. When you're in the stores, you're out on a parking lot, somebody's going to say hi to you. They're going to wave. It's just a friendly atmosphere.
So it really isn't fake. It's a true thing. And when you move here, just enjoy it.
Get ready. So next is the opportunity for higher education.
So both Amy and I got our bachelor's degrees here in Georgia, and as we were do research on this, we were surprised about how many colleges, private colleges, universities, and tech schools there are. There's over 100 in Georgia, and in fact, there are about 30% of all Georgia residents have a bachelor's degree, and almost 10% have a master's degree or higher.
So another thing when we're talking about higher education, and I know for our children looking at colleges, it's overwhelming the cost associated with getting a bachelor's degree.
It can feel crippling when you're trying to figure that out.
Yes. The one thing that Georgia offers that a lot of states don't, and it's paid by our lottery.
By the state lottery.
Is the Hope Scholarship and the Zell Scholarship. So those are things, we're not going to go into details about that now, but those are great opportunities for high school graduates graduating from a Georgia high school, opportunities for getting a huge break in your tuition.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. It offers a lot of families a lot more options in educating their children. We have more than 30 major lakes here in Georgia. Now that might seem kind of an odd point for us to put on our top 10, but it's really nice no matter where you live in the state, you're pretty close to a lake.
And I think for Dave and I, why this kind of hit is one of the top 10 reasons is life is crazy right now for most of us. Last few years have been crazy with COVID, but life just tends to be a little hectic for everyone that we know. Bodies of water you associate with peace, tranquility, an opportunity to have water at your fingertips pretty much anywhere in the state really is nice.
I mean, between sailing and skiing or just even sitting on a boat or fishing from the dock, it really is just a nice thing to be able to have really nearby wherever you live.
Yeah, great access. So the next great thing about living in Georgia is the taxes. Yeah, we laugh because we have to pay them, unfortunately, but our property taxes are a little bit lower.
So in Georgia, average property tax is about $1,700 a year, which is around $800 less than the national average. Now this gives you more buying power when you're buying a house. You're not having to put that money in escrow toward property tax. You can put that money toward actually buying the home.
So you want all the buying power you can get. So last but certainly not least,
Oh no.
is Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport.
So since 1998, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson has been the busiest airport in the world. You can pretty much go anywhere in the world non-stop. The biggest thing and what makes Atlanta the jewel of the South is it brings $34.8 billion of economic impact to Atlanta and all of Georgia.
So you have the convenience aspect for vacations and business, and then you've got the economic benefit to the state, which is awesome. So these are our top 10. We'd love to hear from you. If you are familiar with Georgia or you're a resident of Georgia, let us hear from you what you think are some wonderful things about Georgia. Maybe we'll add it to another video.
And of course, if you're interested in moving to Georgia, reach out and we'd love to help you make that move.